What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Getting into this episode of GH. A lot going on. Listen, I kind of was not expecting that. That little meeting between Anna and Dex, I was not expecting that. Her offering him a position, a job, I wasn't expecting that shit. I said, oh, okay. Because usually they don't really add too many more people to the PCPD because the core people of the PCPD are usually the detectives, then the commissioner. You know what I'm saying? That's usually the core. You got two detectives and a commissioner. That's it. The officers are usually just day players or whatever. So I was like, okay. And then Mac, as far as I know, he's still on the force. So when Mac comes back, he's still chief of D's or whatever. So I'm like, are we gonna have Anna, Mac, Chase, Dante, and now Dex? Quite interesting. I was like, okay, Anna is definitely assembling quite the team. Um, but yeah, I was super surprised by that offer because my thing is maybe he'll be a better cop than he was a mobster. Because let's be honest, Dex was horrible in Sonny's organization. He was terrible. So hopefully he's a better cop. One can hope. I mean, obviously he's going to start out as an officer, not a detective. He got to work his way up. Um, I hope they make him work his way up. Like, just because he got military experience does not mean he get to jump the shark and become a detective. Because you know how these shows like to do it. Like, oh, well, you got this background. We could just jumpstart you up, bump you up to the... No, no, no. Um, it's going to be quite interesting, though, to see that. And I wonder what Jocelyn going to think about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that going to change for her? Like, you know... Because she was already being nosy when he said that he had an appointment. Here she go. With whom? None of your business. I mean, for me, it's none of her business because you broke up with his ass. So why you need to know why he here? I mean, I get why you would ask, but he ain't got to tell you. But I definitely feel like now that he has a reason to stay in Port Charles, I definitely feel like that might change the trajectory of their relationship. Um, I just feel like everything in Port Charles is a straight up conflict of interest. That's how I feel. I feel like everything is a huge conflict. Like Robert doesn't want to prosecute, but he don't want to be the one to prosecute Jason because of Robin. He don't want to be the bad guy in Robin's eyes. Anna hates, investigating Jason too. She hates having to question him and stuff because she don't want to be the bad guy to Robin. But my whole thing is y'all both got jobs to do. Y'all both are on the law enforcement side of the law. Jason and Sonny are the criminals. It's not y'all fault that y'all daughter is friends with criminals. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's a choice. She made a choice to be friends with them, be close with them. That's her choice. At the end of the day, they still got jobs to do. I just feel like it's still a walking conflict of interest, though. Because I was saying this in one of my videos before. I just feel like it's always going to be a conflict with damn near everybody in that town because of their careers. Whatever career that you're in, it's like you can't prosecute, you can't do this, you can't do that because, well, you're related to this person or you're connected to this person through this person and that one and this one and that one. It makes it difficult. Everything in that town is just a walking conflict. Like, it's ridiculous. But I feel like they still got a job to do and Robert should be the one prosecuting it. You're the DA. I feel like we don't ever get to see him in the courtroom prosecuting. It's always the ADA. Speaking of ADAs, I mean, even Molly, she don't really want to prosecute Jason either. It's hard for her because she was the biggest champion for Jason for years when she was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, she always loved Jason and Sam and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, she got a job to do too. And she got to do it. I know it's hard for her, but what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I understood where Christina was coming from too. It's like, I feel like people have changed. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about TV shows. You have to see change within the characters. Otherwise, they're going to stay the same. And I feel like that's been the theme lately with these characters, especially since Jason being back. I feel like that's the running gag. Because I thoroughly enjoyed that scene between Sam and Jason. Oh, I enjoyed the shit out of it. Let me tell y'all, Sam read that man like a book. She broke him down like a 12 gauge shotgun, and I enjoyed it because you know what? Everything she said to him was true. How the hell you get to come in now at, Johnny come lately and trying to be a father? Oh, what's the matter with Danny? Oh, you ain't got no right to ask those questions. You have no right to ask those questions. If you wanted to know what's been going on with your son, you should have gotten contact with Sam instead of, getting in contact with Danny. Even though, like I said before, him getting in contact with Danny was not on purpose, but still, going to the Quartermain boathouse, you know damn well anybody could have saw you. You know that family be walking around the grounds and stuff like that. Anybody could have spotted you, and you would have brought them into your mess. Bringing Danny in on that was not the smart thing to do. It was not wise, and I totally agree with Sam on that. So I don't blame her for being livid with him and lashing out. I can't say I blame him. I mean, I can't blame her. Um, I totally get where Sam is coming from. With her conversation with Danny. I feel like Jason, she feels like maybe Jason has changed, maybe she's changed. I feel like she's changed. I definitely feel like Sam has changed. You know what I'm saying? She's now stepping into those shoes that Alexis had to step into. She's now seeing what Alexis has been saying for years. She's seeing what Carly been saying for years whenever she got mad at Sonny and decided, well, you're a danger to the kids. But Carly would always change her mind. But she's seeing what they're saying now, because now that she has a child with somebody in organized crime, she's starting to see it. It's different when you don't have kids, you're not in that world with children. You know what I'm saying? When Sam was in that lifestyle, it was only Sam. You know what I'm saying? Sam only had herself to worry about. She didn't have to worry about protecting a child and nothing. She just had herself. She was a risk junkie. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't mind it. She was only putting herself at risk. Now she has children to think about. So it changes that perspective. You know what I mean? So I can't say I blame her. Of course she's changed. She got kids to look after and to protect. But the one thing that irritated me with Sam was when she told Danny, oh, you don't have to see your father. You don't have to see your father anymore. That kind of irritated me because as much as I love how Sam got in Jason ass about his parenting style, and I hope that she keeps that energy up with Drew too, because Laura knows he trash as a parent. Sam has to look at herself in the mirror and take stock too. Because I've said this before. I can't stand when some of these mob baby mamas want to get mad at their mobster baby daddy because of a choice that they both made. At the end of the day, Sam chose to have a baby with Jason knowing his lifestyle. She knew his lifestyle. She chose to marry him and have a family with him, knowing his life. Same thing with Carly. Same thing with Olivia. Same thing with Alexis. All these people chose to get knocked up by the town criminals. And now you want to get mad when, your kids are in jeopardy. They're getting kidnapped. They're getting shot at. They're being shot. They can have charges being brought up on them for aiding and abetting. You got to take stock in yourself too. And I feel like her telling Danny, oh, you don't have to see your dad anymore. This boy is already rebelling. He's already rebelling. So her trying to keep Jason from him is only going to make that boy lash out even more, I feel. Because he is defending Jason left and right, even against his own brother. Because that fight between him and Jake was funny as hell. That reminded me so much of AJ and Jason a little bit. It's like, I can't fault Danny for how he feel, because he has a right to his feelings. Jake has a right to his feelings. Jake doesn't really know Jason like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there's a lot of resentment with Jake towards Jason. And that's why I said, I feel like Jason, when this is all said and done, Jason and Liz and Jake need to have a sit down and talk. They need to get all that shit out, and Liz need to, come correct and tell Jake why Jason was barely in his life and stuff like that, because it was a joint decision that they both made to keep him safe. You know what I'm saying? But he has a right to feel how he feel, because like I told somebody yesterday or the day before in my comments, at the end of the day, all of this can't be put on Liz. Like, yeah, Liz didn't want, her son to get, hurt and stuff like that because of Jason's world. But Jason could have fought that if he wanted to. Same way Carly always tried to keep Sonny away from his kids, and Sonny always fought her tooth and nail on it. Jason could have fought too, and he chose to let that go. He was like, no, I'm not going to fight you. That was a choice. He could have fought it. He didn't want to. But I feel like, these kids now, they're getting older, they got resentment. So they're going to have to figure out a way to sit down and hash that shit out. And some truths are going to have to be told. People are going to have to be, honest and hold themselves accountable for their actions. and contributing to why these kids feel neglected by Jason or whatever. But I enjoyed that little fight between them though. I definitely did. I said, okay, a little sibling rivalry. Jake was like, you know what? I ain't got time for this shit. I'm leaving. He was like, I ain't got time. I can't wait to see how things are going to progress in the future between those two. Um, I enjoyed the scenes though with Jason and Diane. I always do. I mean, Diane is in between a rock and a hard place with this case because this is a bit more complex. I mean, she's dealt with complex murder cases and stuff and got people off, got Jason off, but this one is a bit harder. You know what I'm saying? Like it's way more complex than normal. Um, and it's like she has nothing to work with as far as getting him out of these charges. So it's going to be equally as hard for her. It's going to be double hard for her to get him out of this mess. I mean, she gonna do the best she can as usual, but this is a sticky one. More sticky than normal. Um, I enjoyed Jason scenes with BLQ and stuff like that. I'm glad that Monica was mentioned, and she sent Jason a little note or whatever, always letting him know that she believed in him because Monica know Jason. You know what I'm saying? She always a rider for him, and I'm pretty sure she's just happy to have her son back. Especially with the deaths of her other kids and stuff like that. It's just good to know that she got at least another one back. I wish we could see Leslie Charleston and Steve Burton back together again, though. I really wish that we could. I hope we can at some point. You know what I'm saying? Between now and, maybe a few months from now, I hope they get to have some scenes together. I would love to see a Monica and Jason reunited scene. That would be hot. So anyway, moving on from that. I really just can't stand Trina and Jocelyn's little friendship. I just feel like it's always so lopsided all the time. Like Jocelyn has no problem asking Trina all these questions about how she feeling about Spencer and her and Spencer and stuff like that. But when it comes down to her and Dex, you barely get an answer out of Jocelyn because Jocelyn always, I can't talk about it, or I can't go into detail about it. I'm like, okay, so I can't go into detail with your ass. But I totally feel where Trina coming from. Her talking about being in Paris with Spencer, because I think Trina feels more like herself when she's with him. She doesn't have to be something that she's not, or you know what I'm saying, or be something that somebody want her to be. She can authentically be her when she's with him. Like she could be flaws and all when she's with him because he's not going to judge her. He's just loving her for who she is. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes you feel like you got to switch up around other people, but when you're with the person that you love, you could authentically be unapologetically you. That's the best feeling in the world. That is a beautiful ass feeling. It really is. It's such a phenomenal feeling. So I totally get where Trina coming from. As much as she's happy that people get to get Jason back and stuff like that, she just wished that she can get that call that Spencer is back. But I feel like she's gonna get that call soon. You know what I mean? She definitely gonna get it soon. She shouldn't fret. She gonna get it. She gonna find out that he back and whatnot. But I can't wait for Trina, to get him back and stuff like that, or for her to start getting a glimpse of, moving on and whatnot, so she not waddling, in this grief for too long. Even though, like I say, grief has no time frame. But I want her to move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, not move on with somebody else, but, start getting back more happy and stuff. But his death is still fresh for her, so I get it. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Peace.